And good morning. Somehow or another, it's Monday again. Did that weekend not fly by us or what? I'm your friend Scotty Ray. So glad that you are up and at 'em today. It's coffee time. If you hadn't grabbed your biscuit yet, grab one. It's early morning, and I might add that it's foggy outside. We do have a fog advisory in effect. We'll tell you all about that here in a moment as you're getting ready to head out. And it's spring break on top of that. There'll be less traffic. It is dark. I just noticed that. The time change over the weekend. This could really throw some people off this morning that if you don't glance at your phone, you know, it's not like the old days where you really set that alarm clock beside your bed. Your phone updates and you go on, and sometimes you just don't realize it. So you've lost an hour of sleep overnight if you were on the old time there, sprung forward. But it'll make it, it'll be well worth it by having a little extra time in the afternoons to do more before it gets dark 30. So expect that. We'll be able to do more, do a little bit more fishing, enjoy ourselves. And yes, you too can cut grass now. I have seen so many lawnmowers up and at them, and everybody trying to get those yards looking better. So the rain will be moving out in a couple of days. We hope so. And it'll get better. Now, we'll also get into the forecast here in a moment as we have a level 2 for today, severe weather. And it looks as the big one this week for us is going to be Wednesday. Although we're at a level 2 today, the one that can really will bring a bigger punch will be that second storm. But we're going to be here through it all to walk you through it and let you know what is happening. Again, Monday right now, 61. Let's go to Collinsville, and we'll be back with headlines that are shaping America as we begin this day.
Hey, March Madness is just around the corner. You know, that time of the year, each year, when basketball fans go crazy. They hoop and holler and cheer with all their might as their teams take the court and play for a victory. Now, in Luke 19, Jesus, he encountered some frenzied fans as he rode a donkey colt over the Mount of Olives on his way to Jerusalem. As he descended the Mount of Olives, the crowd erupted into praise. But many of these people were actually more than fans. How do we know? Well, because we read in Luke 19:36, as he rode along, they spread their cloaks on the road. They were laying their outer garment, in other words, beneath his path. And this wasn't just celebration, that was surrender. You know, it's easy to shout, "Blessed is the King!" You know, it costs us nothing to wave and to cheer. But laying down your cloak says something different. What's mine is yours. I'm yours. I'm beneath you. That's not just worship, that's Jesus isn't looking for fans. He's looking for subjects, people who don't just celebrate his arrival, but recognize their lives and reorganize them under his authority. You see, praise without allegiance is just noise, but a surrendered life, that's the biggest worship of all. So, are you surrendered to Jesus? Are you more than a fan? Don't just cheer for him. Lay down the cloak of your life under his authority and follow him. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that message. Now, let's look at radar as we start. Not a lot of showers. We got a couple sprinkles this morning as we pull up Doc's Toyota radar. All this gray that's on the area is the fog advisory that's in effect this morning, and we'll have that all the way through 9 a.m. As we dig deeper into this, go northward here around Stark Vegas, we're getting some showers there. Ooh, here Starkville, just to the east of that on Highway 12, just west of Highway 45 alternate as you're coming into Stark Vegas there. Nothing major, nothing big, but it is some showers up through Bruce and Calhoun City over by Water Valley. Nothing in East Mississippi this morning, nothing happening there. As we go back across, we do have a little bit of a shower here and a thunderstorm happening in Oklahoma. We'll watch all this carefully today as these storms develop. Most likely any activity will be after 2 o'clock this afternoon, 3-ish through 9 p.m. is our threat area. Now again, I do think after studying this, our bigger threat will be on Wednesday, but we do have it. As we start looking at headlines that are shaping America, we do realize this over the weekend of weather. 8 people lost their lives due to weather-related events this weekend. It was a mother and daughter in Oklahoma that were driving that lost their lives in a car wreck that was weather-related. Now, they hadn't released the names yet, but how horrifying. Always keep that in mind when it's really, really cutting up down trees, power lines. All of this cause problems. And I know as far out there as it sounds, it does happen to where trees land on cars. They break. Be careful. And, of course, as always, you can run up on one. That's just sad there, but that mother and daughter killed. As we begin looking at this, it's about time that I see this. Our Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, has just announced that he's going to be launching an investigation. And it is time. This has been dragging on as we've heard so much about what went on in Minnesota, that there was fraud. Well, they're going to be launching major audits of the banks and financial middlemen that are attached to this laundering that happened in Minnesota. Probably ought to happen in several other states there as to who had cash in their accounts that didn't need to be. How did it get there? And we wonder why we're so many trillion in debt. There's so many dishonest people that, well, even work for the government, who have close friends. Well, you know how that buddy system works. Just bad there. Oil prices are up as much as maybe $120 a barrel. You've noticed that at the pumps, haven't you? It was roughly $2.89. It jumped from, what would we have it, $2.09 at one time, $2.01. We're up nearly $1, not quite, but close. Now, in their parts of the U.S., we're up to $6 and $7 and $8 in some places in California. That really makes it to where you don't want to go somewhere, does it not? It affects everyone. I've heard Trump speak on this, and he goes, it will get better. We really, truly don't need any arms over there.
We're not where we were when we gave them $10 billion.
Yeah. Y'all remember the suitcase exchange there. Over the weekend, this is horrifying as we see that a Philadelphia, Pennsylvania state trooper pulled someone over. During the traffic stop, he was shot. Police Corporal Tim O'Connor was killed in the line of duty last night. We send condolences to his family. We don't have all the details of what happened with that incident, but horrible that could go on. Finally, I believe it's been 5-6 years, maybe a little longer, since they broke ground on that odd-looking presidential library for Obama. It's going to be opening up. They finally gave us a date. It will be June 7th, June 18th. Thursday, June 18th, they're going to have the grand opening. Anyone want to take a guess? My next headline? Guess who's not invited?
Yeah, the one who owes the money.
That'd be Donald J. Trump is not invited to attend the opening ceremonies. Imagine that. And there I was thinking they were best friends and all. It just doesn't make sense. You're both presidents. Invite the man. Now, I've read this 2 to 3 different places. I have not spoken. It's no longer called the Boy Scouts of America, is it? It's called Scouts of America. I have not 100% verified this, but I have read this in several places this morning. And I'll read you what it says. And again, I can't, by my right arm, verify because I have not spoke to the agency. But they're launching a Islam Awareness Month, is I guess what they'll call this badge. And many are calling it Islamophobia, is what they're doing with this. Do you get the badge in the Boy Scouts? You must learn about 5 pillars of Islam. You must visit a mesquite. You must listen to the call to prayer and learn about Muslim role models to receive this badge. And again, we're talking they did take off the America, didn't they? They're calling it the Scouts of America.
I think it's
Scouting of America, is that what it's called?
They took off
They took off boy. They got, Should this be true, that this is bad. And I don't know if it's in regions of the United States is only offering this. Maybe, I'm not sure. Lots to learn about that, but that is being said this morning. That's just not good. Been a long time since Mr. Washington went to Mr. Smith goes to Washington, if y'all remember. He fought that same battle. How could anybody do this? And there's a list out there. You can look at this. Iran. We all know that Iran is a country that trains terrorists. This is not hidden. It is fact. Yet we had 53 people in the House that would not vote against declaring it a sponsor of terror. They were within the Democrat Party, but they would not vote. I have not checked it yet to see if anybody from Mississippi was on that list. I was in a hurry when I crossed, and it caught my eye. Much like that list of people that wouldn't vote to release who's taken hush money from the Senate. Shame, shame, shame. That should have been released. We have two incidences as we go to Florida. This is mighty young for anyone to do something like this. An 11-year-old has threatened teachers of what he would do to them. Oh, it was a serious threat. He was arrested one day last week. Another student the following day that was 10 years old made the same threat to a teacher that he would basically take their life. Both were escorted out of the school in cuffs, which they should have. It was bad, very bad. I don't know. I don't know who could. It needs to be investigated. What is the home life? What is going on there? Is anybody watching this? And there's a lot to be said about that. Same county, Florida is where that happened over the weekend. I'm going to show you a still picture. This is the mayor of San Francisco. Do you see him right there in that picture there? This guy right here is his bodyguard, and this is someone threatening. Someone come up and threatened the mayor. The bodyguard gets slammed to the ground. He just walks off. Now, there were no other police around, apparently, but he just left the poor guy there getting his head slammed on the pavement by the protester or whatever he was. And I say this to say that it's not going well for him in the public opinion of this. You don't leave a man down. Now, again, the bodyguard looked bigger than that old boy, but whoever he was pretty good wrestling. Ended up putting the guy on the ground. But it is not going over well with the public as to how he handled it. He just casually walked off. Does anybody know what the Liberty score is? This is where they evaluate people and give them scores as to how they vote. This is Texas, and there is a lot coming out on this at the end here. Let me show you. This is Senator John Cornyn. We'll call it that. I say it differently every time. I don't know exactly how to say this guy's name. But he has scored a complete F by conservatives. He turned his back on most everything that Trump was pushing. He's against gun control. He says he's not, but if you go back and look at his voting record, it shows differently. Always, when you're studying elections, whatever you believe, look up the candidate that you want to vote for and see if they are already an incumbent. See how they have voted. It really tells the true story. If somebody new, it's tough. You can only go take their word for it. But if you've got a sitting person who has voted, it is best to see how they did. It's on record. He gets an F. Ken Paxton?
And we can vote tomorrow.
Is it starting tomorrow that they'll have the voting? Texas is where all this is taking place. Trump, to my knowledge, has not endorsed one yet. He says he is and has asked whoever it is, Paxton or him, to drop out of the race once he endorses. We'll see. This is, I read the article twice when I saw this. Jesse Jackson. Of course, this was roughly a 2-week funeral that took place as he went around. His family is very upset. As they were getting ready for the funeral, they said anyone in this political world can speak, but we ask you not to get political during this. You can say what you want, but don't get political. Anybody want to guess here? We had 3 that didn't abide to the family's wishes. The family is speaking out now saying that should not have happened. It was Obama, Biden, and Clinton that broke the rules and decided to run down Trump during the funeral.
Biden, Obama, and Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala. You sure Trump, what's his name, Clinton?
If he spoke.
Clinton, I think he also, I know she did too.
And then the other Reverend Sharpston,
Al Sharpton did.
Too, so.
But they took something political with the family's not happy. But you're right. Kamala was there, and I think Sharpton was there also, who got political with this. And it was supposed to simply be, and the way he put it was, all of this was run down by somebody that really didn't know my father. And if y'all remember, way back when, him and Trump were very close. I don't think Trump even attended this. But
Trump supported both of his bids for president.
yeah, he did. He did endorse him. This was way back when. But that happened. The family's upset, and you can't blame them. Let it be. Let all politics go to the side when it's funeral time. They have, from what I'm understanding, choosing a new leader there in Iran, and it's going to be the Ayatollah's son that is going to be taking over. Rumor is he'd been in the United States, or was it Britain, seeking some medical help there also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Britain.
Yeah.
They gave it to him yesterday.
I read about that. He is the new Ayatollah. Israel has made the comment that they will probably be tracking down whoever takes over that position.
He's already been
Take
sanctioned
them
by
serious when they say this.
He's been giving sanctions through the United States.
Let's see here. Let me show you this guy. I can't show you what he said. He's a political analyst. Y'all know this guy, James Carville? You'll see him. He's very dry, talks, and he said some very ugly words. He's got what they call that Trump syndrome, but he said some very, very ugly things this weekend. It's online. I can't even show you the script version of it. It was so bad. It's horrible. Over the weekend, we got a new movie. I didn't realize this was one. I think called Hoppers. It's one of those animated TV shows, movies. It's at number one at the box office. We have another one that is falling badly. The Bride. It didn't do well. They spent a lot of money on it, and it didn't work out for them there. Let's see here. What else we got this morning here? Morgan Stanley laying off 3% of all workers. We see that Saks Fifth Avenue is going to shut an additional 15 stores. I also read, and we'll talk about this morning. I know it's, what's the little guy that's on American Idol, the judge, Bryant,
Ryan Seacrest?
No, the country singer. Where's the fancy britches there with the stuff on the pockets there?
Oh, yeah, the Bedazzles.
Yeah, what's his name? Brian, something like that.
Yeah.
All my friends say, who sings that? Luke Bryan, that's his name. Him and Jason Aldean and somebody else are in together on a restaurant. They've closed it in Nashville due to the fact that prices went so high, nobody was coming. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do with the restaurant next. It's tough in the restaurant industry right now as prices are high and, well, things just keep getting worse and worse and worse. Thank you, Maria. It was Luke Bryan there. But that restaurant is on hold for the time being. And they were even having a worse time trying to find the staff because people just don't want to work anymore. U.S. military has taken out another drug boat in Venezuela. And Venezuela should also realize just because we're over here taking care of Iran, we hadn't forgotten about you. They proved that last night. Let's see here. The United States does believe that Russia has been providing information to Iran on where our troops are. I can bet you money that's probably true. We did have an explosion over the weekend at a U.S. embassy in Norway. And we have a sixth person, as we do this, 7 actually. Another person has passed away, 2 injuries sustained during the war. So sad. Trump did meet the airplane of the 6 bodies that brought our boys home. But we do have a 7th person who has passed away. Awful, awful, awful. We'll be right back with your detailed forecast as we get this day underway. Stay with us.
What they do to train their people, but They're always so friendly. Everybody on the phone is friendly. Everyone who comes out to help is professional and kind.
If we want our team to treat our customers well, it starts with us treating the team well. My grandfather and father worked hard to create a family atmosphere where we care for each other, celebrate each other, and genuinely enjoy working together to serve our customers. That overflows to the customer's experience, and that's hassle-free plumbing and AC.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
Our record highs and record lows. Anybody remember 1974? Well, it was 88 today on this date. That was warm, wasn't it? As we go back to 1996, really, well, okay, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? 18 set on this date. Wow. As we come across, let's see what else we got going on today. This is our highs of what we've got. 81. And as you'll look here, it's going to be heavier rain today forecasted for Newton County, Neshoba County, and Kemper County. We're going to get wet in Lauderdale, but it looks as though heavier rain will fall in these areas here to our west and north of Lauderdale County. We'll be on top of this. And again, this afternoon, we are under a level 2 severe weather. We'll look at that in just a second. For tonight, we're down to 63. We'll see that basically all the way to the state line, down through the Mississippi Delta at 66, and we'll see the Gulfport at 67. Basically within 3 to 4 degrees the entire state overnight. Not bad. As we look to Bama, we'll see 80 in Demopolis today. Tuscaloosa should see 78, 77 there in Birmingham, and over in Montgomery about 81 today. Rain showers as well through most of that. Now, let's look at today first. Since this has come out, we'll go to radar. This has gone northward just a little bit. Matter of fact, hang on, let's just go ahead and while we're looking at this and look at the live radar as to what is changed since the National Weather Service put that out. Let's go back here and turn this on and go to the severe weather for today. As we zoom in on this, let's look at this. Areas south of I-20 in this western part is a level 1, anything along. As you get closer into this, the southeast area out by Southeast School will still be a level 2. As far south there. Let's turn on these locations as we look at this. Right there at Long Creek Ball Field will be the line for the level 2 and northward, taking in the Boy Scouts and out to Wynot Motorsports Park. Right there at Wynot, and all points due north will be a level 2. That's the line there. As we look at Newton County, this has gone just above that, and Decatur falls into a level 2. And everything northward there. North of Forest here at Highway 35 will be the line there. And as you'll see, this goes northward there. Jackson falling under a level 1 now over to Birmingham and then back out to Conway, Arkansas. Taking in all this area here from Meridian due northward up to just about, Belmont and to Jumperton, up to Ripley is going to be a level 2 is what we're seeing for today. So as we plan this, and again, severe weather will be anywhere from noon until 9 p.m. tonight. Again, I stress of what I've said, immediate weather threat, our biggest is going to be tomorrow night, Wednesday night. As we look at this, it'll be a little bit more severe for us is what we're thinking at this point. Although we are under a level 2 today, remaining for Meridian, it is Mother Nature. Let's keep that in mind. But we'll keep you up to date by minute as this stuff happens over the next little bit. As we look at this, we're kind of calm, hotter weather coming from California and Nevada as we look at this. Our 7-day outlook brings us an 80-degree day today, 70% chance of those thunderstorms. And again, most likely after 2 o'clock this afternoon. The window that the National Weather Service to protect us all is 12 until 9 p.m. tonight. As we look at Tuesday, high of 83, 0% chance of rain, and we'll move into this Wednesday threat, 83 for a high with a 40% chance of showers. And again, we've got a level 2 storm threat for then also on Wednesday. By Thursday, rain starts to decrease to a 20% chance and high of only 63. Enjoy that day while you can because temperatures jump quickly into the weekend with 75, 80, and 81. It looks to be a great weekend for any events that might be going on outside. As we move on all the way toward the 23rd, 64 on the 16th. A couple of days there of cooler weather from the 16th through the 18th into the 60s, and then we're back into the 70-degree degree weather beginning on the 19th all the way toward the 23rd, hitting almost 80 every day there with sunshine in the forecast. As we look at our fishing forecast today, it's going to be light southeast wind becoming southwest 5 to 10 this morning. Now, your best times to fish will be this afternoon from 4:45 until about 6:45. You'll have some daylight there. Look at that. To minor times today will be from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Sunrise happens at 7:12. It's still dark outside. And sunset will make it, look at that, 6:58, almost all the way to 7 p.m. It'll be getting better for us. And again, that's that radar showing us what we've got going on there with all that fog this morning. As we go back and glance at this, and let's pull this back up again. Again, that's the threat for today is what we're looking at, severe weather. As we back this out, look at showers of where we've got them. Still a few occurring around Columbus this morning. Not much else. Some showers north of Greenwood and west of Duck Hill. Scattered showers. Nothing major at this point. We'll be back in just a few moments to kick off the morning show. We look to see you then. We'll see you in just a moment.